Hello and welcome again to another presentation of the Solid Sports video blog, the SSVB episode number 86. Today's date is December 22nd, 2018. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching the Solid Sports and Gaming channel. I'm Troy West and thank you for all the support. Thank you to all my subscribers who've been hanging in there. My content has been kind of low, especially on my video game playthrough side, but we'll do some Spider-Man today. That new DLC launched, I believe, early yesterday. So I'm gonna do some videos on that today. We go live a couple of times with a few games, so just definitely keep your eyes out today. I've been doing a lot of content, so it will take me a power nap that I'm definitely get to work. I just want to thank everyone so much for supporting the channel. As far as with this episode on the blog today, we will talk a little NBA. LeBron James, of course, saying he would love to play with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis pretty much saying the same thing. People, GMs mostly, try to call for tampering charges. We'll talk a little bit about that. Just about the NBA period, a little standings update. And the NFL Week 16 continues, big games with playoff implications. I had my big five. I picked all games from this weekend as we go through the schedule. And I pick my games one by one, and just a few things, talk about the channel more. Big trade in baseball, I will talk a little bit about that as well. But first we just going to start in the NBA. LeBron James, of course, earlier this week, I think he was asked about Anthony Davis, saying he would love to play with him, would love for him to come to Los Angeles. That's been the big story as far as off the court this week in the NBA. Well, anytime LeBron say anything, because he said a little bit something yesterday too about the NFL owners. I'll talk about that. They try to say it's tampering and all that. That part I'm dismissing right now. I guess if you really try to talk to him and you're talking contracts, to me personally, that's tampering. But this is, you just speaking your mind, I think, just like how they find Magic, I think it was earlier this summer, about the Greek Freak. He just said he was a good player, he was going to win some championships or something, and winked his eye, something, and he got fined for that. So and the organization got fined, I believe. But tampering is real tricky because everybody are friends at the NBA, everybody talk. So you might as well just don't talk to the person because of course things like that gonna come up. But looking at it as a fan, I think I kind of want to see this happen. I kind of want to see Anthony Davis if he does leave New Orleans, which is most likely is going to happen. At least that's what they reporting. If he does leave, I would like to see him go to Los Angeles. With LeBron and play with the Lakers with that young group. I think that'd be an interesting thing, but he's not a free agent to 2020, so not even after this season, it's after next season. So as far as with that, but they were saying, well, maybe they'll try to trade for him, but the Lakers don't have a lot of assets to trade. That's why everybody's looking at Boston, because Boston pretty much got the most assets out of anybody in the NBA. The Lakers have the cap space to pay him, but they don't have the assets to trade for him. But a lot of people speculate if he do reach free agency, will the Lakers able to win him over than other teams, or will Boston pull the trigger? I think I heard the rumor for Boston they was going to give up Tatum and Brown. I think I would do that. Even though I like Jason Tatum a little bit more than I like Jaylen Brown, but I like them both. But I would give up both of them if I know I'm getting Anthony Davis. And by the way, they played last night. Played against each other. Lakers won the game, but another monster game for Anthony Davis, and I think he had 30 points and 20 rebounds. So that guy is just a special player. But the game before that was Milwaukee. I think it was in Boston. I think Boston was at home. But either way, the Milwaukee came all the way back and won that game. I think the players for Boston had their own players meeting. Excuse me about that. That was my phone ringing. Yeah, Boston, you know, well, they still right there. I think they, with the loss last, I think they, what, 18-13. Milwaukee, I think, is second in the East with the 22, and I think they 22-9. I mean, Boston, I think, like I said, they still try to incorporate Gordon Hayward. But I think even if they keep this team together, I think they're going to still be a team to be reckoned with in the East. I think it's clearly like I said, we know we got the clear four: Toronto, Boston, Milwaukee, and Philadelphia. They're the top four teams easily. After that, pretty much rolling some dice with other teams. Charlotte is competing right now. I think the Heat is up there. But those are the four teams, you know, you're going to look to in the East. And then the West is just wide open right now. The Denver Nuggets are the #1 seed if the playoffs were to begin right now before Christmas. You know, it's still early, but they playing pretty well. The Warriors still right there despite all their struggles. Rockets been playing a lot better of late, even though Chris Paul went down this week. The Christmas Day game, I know the Lakers play the Warriors, but there's a lot of good games Christmas Day. So Christmas Day is always when pretty much the unofficial start of the NBA season, when people really start to pay attention. I've been in and out, honestly, watching games. I was still focused on the NFL, so I haven't really watched a lot of NBA games. I haven't really watched a game from beginning to end. Been trying to catch some things here and there, but I've definitely stopped paying attention. The Christmas Day, I probably watch some games while I'm working. So, the NBA a little topsy-turvy right now in both conferences. Some surprises and some things you're not really that surprised about. And speaking of the Lakers, they played pretty well. They right there at the top. As the West is so bunched up, with the first like 10 teams is within 3 games of each other, or something like that. So, oh, excuse me for yawning, man. I'm tired. I ain't gonna lie. But it's interesting. NBA is getting interesting after Christmas. It usually does. So we'll see how things work out. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the NFL. Let me pull up my app so you pick all the games from this week. It's 2 games today. The Washington Redskins visit the Tennessee Titans, and the Baltimore Ravens go to Los Angeles instead of San Diego and place the LA Chargers. So that's 2 games right there that are huge, and they did make my Big 5, by the way. There was no Thursday night game this week. I still did a blog on Thursday, but that'll be my last one for a while, unless I do something special. I'm gonna do a playoff special, you know, previewing the playoffs. I'll probably do that on a Thursday or Wednesday, excuse me, usually Wednesday. So I'll probably do it that Wednesday when the playoffs start. So that's 2 weeks from now, or about 2 weeks. But let's go and get into the picks. Just to mention this game, the Redskins at the Titans. Redskins 7-7, Titans 8-6. Titans 10 points favorites in this game. I think that's sort of right. I mean, Redskins down to their 3rd straight quarterback. But they did get the win last week, so Redskins not completely out of it yet. Right there, game back for the division. So Dallas could wind up falling this week to the Buccaneers. Redskins can still be in play for that. Eagles at home against Houston, so that'll be a big factor game as well. But just focus back on this game. I'm gonna go with the Titans here. They're at home. Redskins, even though they won last week, they still got a 3rd straight quarterback at the fold. Titans defense has been the most consistent side of the ball this year. I think they'll show up. Marcus Mariota been up and down all year. Maybe he'll make a big play or two. On the Washington side, I guess they will just try to hand the ball to Adrian Peterson and play good defense as well. I think 10 points to be still sound kind of high, even though I understand the spread because of the backup quarterback. But I think it's still high. I think it'll be within 10 points, but I think Tennessee will pull this one out and put some pressure on the Ravens to keep winning. As we move on to that game right now. That's another Saturday night game, which is tonight. Ravens at the Chargers right now, tied for the 1 seed in the AFC. Already close to playoff spot, but want to try to get that #1 seed. That'd be huge if they can get that. As the Chiefs Got another tough game against the Seattle Seahawks this week, Sunday night game. Now me, this is the little game, little pick-a-split game I play. I picked the Ravens to win on that, but I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about the pick. Chargers is a team that you gotta pretty much stomp them out. They don't quit. See how they came back against Kansas City last week. But Phillip Rivers always been like that in his career. I respect Phillip Rivers a lot. To me, he's a Hall of Famer in my opinion. I'm picking the Ravens, but I'm picking it more with my heart than my head. Chargers 4-point favorites at 11-3. Ravens at 8-6. Ravens right now have that final 6-seeded wild card spot. They own the topper against the Titans and the who else is in there at 8-6? It's the Titans. It's the it looks like it's just. Is it just the Titans now? Because I know. Yeah, it might be. It's just the Titans. So, and the Colts. That's the other team. And the Colts got the Giants. So, Ravens. They lose this game. This could be a hurtful loss. So I'm gonna just go with my heart. I hope they pull it out. But so I guess I'm not officially making a pick here. But I'm picking the Ravens. But I'm picking them just because I'm rooting for them so they get this playoff spot. But other than that, Chargers, they get Melvin Gordon back, I think. But I think the Ravens defense has slowed them down a little bit. I think Keenan Allen is playing, but he's still a little bummed up. He's not going to be himself. So maybe that'll even things out. Maybe the Ravens will control the clock and win the game. But I don't feel good about it. But I'm going to pick the Ravens, though. But I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers won. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So now we move into Sunday. The Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, both teams pretty much done. 6-8 for Carolina, 5-9 for the Falcons. Falcons seem like they was about to turn the corner. They've fallen off. So have the Panthers if they lost 6 in a row. Cam Newton is hurt, probably shut down for the rest of the year. I'm just going to go with the Panthers because they're at home. Other than that, I have no other explanation. Falcons might show up out the blue for this game, and they do got a backup quarterback. I still think them being outside will slow the Falcons down. So I'm going to go with the Panthers here to win the game. Bills at Patriots. Bills at 5-9. Patriots at 9-5. Patriots looking like some kinks in the armor again, but every time you doubt this team, they turn around. If you look at the AFC status, Patriots a chance to be as low as 4th in the AFC. So definitely would have tried to win and they still could get one of the byes as well. So because I think you got right now the Chargers and Chiefs tied for the top spot for the West. Of course, the Patriots represent the East, and the South is Houston at 10-4. They have an outside chance for the 1 seed as well in a bye. And in the North, you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 8-5, but they can still catch the regular, and they beat them, so they were on. Well, they got the tie, so that would probably mess up the tiebreaker. But they beat them head-to-head just last week, so Patriots would have win 1 game. They probably at least get a 3rd seed for sure. I admit they don't look the same. I don't feel. I think I picked them to go to the Super Bowl again because I mean the AFC Chiefs are like I ain't gonna say a big surprise, but I'm surprised they played that well this year. I thought it was going to be another year for Mahomes. Chargers has been a little bit of a surprise as well how well they played, but other than those 2 teams, I think they really could beat anybody else, right now. And I think they win this game as well, just to don't prologue it. They at home, Bills, division game, they win it, take care of business, get to 10-5. Bengals and Browns. Bengals 6-8, Browns 6-7-1. Bengals again have been a team that's been sleeping. I think they did win last week, but the Browns got some confidence in them. I think they really want to win this game, get to 500 for the first time probably in a long time for this time of year. I think they're going to win. I think it'll be close though, and I think Baker Mayfield will make one last play, and the Browns will pull it out at home. Cowboys hosting the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 5-9. Cowboys 8-6. Dallas need this win. I think if they win this game, they clinch the division, I believe. because I think they will own a tiebreaker against both Washington and Philadelphia, I believe. So I think they win this game. They win the division. Buccaneers, you know, up and down team, but they have talent on the offensive side of the ball. So that's the day that Dallas have to watch for. Dallas at home, let's see if that pass rush can get to Jameis Winston. Buccaneers turn the ball over a lot, not just Jameis Winston, but just as a team, period. So maybe that'll help Dallas as well, and I'm going to go with them to win this game. And all those scenarios about them falling off the mat will be put to bed, at least for now anyway. Vikings 7-6-1 at the Lions 5-9. Vikings been playing pretty decent, been up and down all year. Lions, just a weird team. They 5-9, but still a weird 5-9. Matthew Stafford has had one of his worst years of his career. But Vikings riding high. We'll go with them. Kirk Cousins playing well. I think Dalvin Cook is the big key, which I've always said as well. Well, somebody else brought it up this week, but when he plays well, the Vikings are almost an unbeatable team. And I think he's going to keep it going. I think Minnesota wins. And since solidified they playoff spot in the NFC. They have one of the spots right now. Packers at Jets. Packers 5-8-1. Jets 4-10. Packers, of course, eliminated. But I think they're going New York and win over the Jets. Sam Darnold played pretty decent last week, even though the Jets still lost, I believe. I think he'll play another good game here, but I think the Packers will prevail and win. Giants at the Colts. I mentioned this game. Giants 5-9, Colts 8-6. Colts try to stay alive in the playoff picture. The good thing about it is that the Ravens and the Titans play today. So by the time they play this game tomorrow, they already know what they will have to do. Or will they have an edge? Because if both of those teams lose and they win, they right there for that 6th spot. Colts, other than that loss to Dallas, sort of a head scratcher now, because they was able to bounce back. But excuse me, they shut out Dallas. Who did they lose to the week before? We thought they was gonna go in there and play. Oh, Houston, I think it was. You know, I didn't think they was gonna beat Houston, but I mean, the way they lost to Houston was a surprise. With the Colts, Andrew Luck looks like he's healthy. Giants pretty much done. I think Odell Beckham already on the shelf. So I don't think the Giants gonna be able to keep up. I think the Colts win at home. Jaguars at Dolphins. Jaguars 4-10. Miami Dolphins 7-7. Miami still alive for a playoff spot, but it's a must win for them if they're gonna keep that alive. Jaguars 4-10. I told you one of my disappointing teams for this season. With Miami at home, I think they pull it out. They win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Finally, get back to my Big Five. Texans at Eagles. Texans 10-4. Eagles 7-7. I'm not gonna say the Eagles been lucky the last few weeks, and they're 2-point favorites in this game. But I think Houston, just a better team, and I think it will show. I'm worried about the weather a little bit. But other than that, I think it'll be a tough 4 game. I think Houston will squeak out a win to wrap up this division. I think they officially haven't clinched their division yet, but I think that's just coming. I think it will come this week. I think they'll win and still try to go for that bye. Deshaun Watson looks pretty good. DeAndre Hopkins is unbelievable. But I think still like the way the Eagles look. Nick Foles has sort of, made the offense a little simpler. But I think this week that will be a hindrance, because I think Houston defense can exploit that. So I'm gonna go with the Texans here to win this game in a close one in Philadelphia. Bears at 49ers. Bears 10-4. 49ers 4-10. Bears been one of the hot teams. Right, some people hot Super Bowl pick. I'm not gonna go that far. I picked them for the Super Bowl yet, but I think they are a contender. I think their defense can slow down, as you see what they did to the Rams. So they probably could definitely do the same to the Saints if they get to play. But the Saints look like they're gonna get that 1 seed. But I go with the Bears to win. 49ers. The season was over once Garoppolo went down pretty much. think the Bears just superior team. I think the Bears really want to try to get one of those buys, which they still alive for. So I think they go in there and handle their business, beat this 49ers on the road. Rams at Cardinals. Rams 11-3, Cardinals 3-11. Just gonna go with the Rams here. Cardinals, another team. They had a moment against the Packers, but the only other 2 wins is against the 49ers. Rams coming off a loss. Well, coming off 2 back-to-back losses. I think they're gonna take their frustration out on the Cardinals. I wouldn't be surprised if this 2-touchdown game at least. I'm gonna go with the Rams here to win. Another Big 5 game. Saints 6-point favorite at home against the Steelers. 12-2 Saints, 8-5-1 Steelers. Steelers with a big win against the Patriots last week. Saints haven't looked sharp, but they still been winning games. Defense was the factor on the road against the Panthers last Monday night. But I think the Saints at home, I think this will be one of their bounce back games for us offensively. This might wind up being a shootout game. Steelers, to me, I mean, they look better, but I still don't like some of the ways, you know, how they looked a little bit. Defense, though, for the Steelers have played a lot better. Will James Conner be back? I don't know. I mean, all that factors in. But I think the Saints at home will take care of business and win it. The 6 points, pretty decent. I kind of agree with that. So I would say it would be probably 6 points or less. And our final Big 5 game and final game of the day for Sunday, the Kansas City Chiefs at the Seattle Seahawks. Chiefs at 11-3, Seahawks 8-6. Seattle trying to hold on to that 5th wild card spot. And the Chiefs trying to get the 1 seed, so it's a big game for both teams. Seahawks are tough to beat at home, and I just got a hunch they're gonna win this game. Chiefs, I don't know. Like they are, well, with Andy Reid, I guess I'm not gonna say just the Chiefs. Like once you know you be rolling, then you lose. It seems like it's hard for them to get out of it. But I think it's hard to play in Seattle as well. I think this will be one of Pat Mahomes' not so great games. I think Seattle will be able to take advantage of that. Chiefs 2-point favorites, which you can't blame the bettors for that. I think the Seahawks went outright. I'm gonna go like by a field goal. I think they ride that crowd Sunday night game. I think it'll be too much for the Chiefs, and I think Seattle will win. And the Monday night game, the Broncos 6-8, Raiders 3-11. Broncos going wild. I guess go with the Broncos. Raiders, you know how they've been all year long. 24-20 is the score for that. At least that's my prediction. And that's it for the picks for Week 16 in the NFL. Of course, 2 games today, so don't forget about that. So we're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, thank you guys for joining me. I've been able to do my blogs every week. My video game playthroughs has been scarce. But we're gonna talk about that first. Let's touch on this Dodgers trade, as they trade Matt Kemp, Yasiel Puig, and Alex Wood to the Cincinnati Reds for Homer Bailey, which I just read right before I started recording that they're gonna release him. So I was like, what's the point? You know, but they got a lot of prospects supposedly from Cincinnati. So I guess the Reds with a quick fix and try to be relevant to add on with Joey Votto. So that'd be an interesting team to watch now. But I'm just surprised by the Dodgers. I know Yasiel Puig ain't liking this right now, or I could be wrong. But we'll see. That's an interesting trade though. And they starting to heat up for Manny Machado. He's been visiting teams all week, so maybe he'll make a decision soon. Things have been a little cold on Bryce Harper though. But I'll definitely keep up with that. If any of those 2 guys get signed, I'll definitely come on here and talk about it. And I did say I would have talked more about LeBron. LeBron came out and said that the NFL owners are like slave. You have a slave master mentality, I think was his exact words. I skipped a little bit through the article. Well, LeBron been saying that for years. You know, as far as with the NFL owners. But like I said, you know, the NFL is the NFL, you know, and I mean, I can admit that I'm still going to watch games, but I don't like how the players don't have guaranteed contracts, the player safety, all those issues. need to be resolved. Other than that, you know, I still watch the games. But LeBron James ain't too wrong about what he said. That's how he feels. So I have no problem with what he said. So like I said, what's to come on the channel? As I told you, Spider-Man: The Silver Lining, Chapter 3 of the City That Never Sleeps DLCs. One been coming out every month, so this is December's version. So we're gonna get into that. The last one was pretty short, so I don't know how short this is. But we'll see. Just want to say thanks so much again. My other channel, The Open Book, I've been doing a video on that today. You know, you heard the news about Josh Gordon stepping away from the game. Well, he was facing a suspension anyway, so been a lot of people criticizing him and also defending him as well. But I'm gonna get my opinion on it and mix my own experiences on it with drugs and alcohol that I know about, even my own experiences. So I'm gonna do that video soon, and that'll be up on Open Book. I'll promote it through this video, so you could go watch that as well. But other than that, I hope everybody have a good weekend, holiday weekend, of course. As Christmas is Tuesday. I admit I'm not a big Christmas guy or New Year. I'm not a big holiday guy, period. But I'm also not a Grinch. So everybody out there, happy holidays. Be safe. If you haven't done your shopping yet, you don't got that much time. And be careful, because people is out there robbing people and hurting people. But just be careful. I'll talk to you guys on next Saturday. Of course, I won't have one in the middle of the week, no blog, but the week after I would do one for the NFL playoffs, so everything will be set by then, and a lot of days will be clear after this week as well. I'm Troy West. Thank you so much. Join me live today. I do some Call of Duty, probably do some 20XX. Think about doing God of War live as well. So I'm gonna put some things together, but I'm definitely gonna take a nap. I'm gonna get some rest. So you guys enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.